Hi, happy 23rd of December. So we are so nearly at the end of our 24 days together creating calm this Christmas, but we're not quite at the end. We still have 2 more sessions, including today. And today we are going to look at some mobility yoga. So a lot of yoga is flexibility based. And those of you who know me know that I like to incorporate strength work to balance out that flexibility. Well, mobility is basically the combination of strength and flexibility. Mobility is about creating a maximum range of motion using your own muscular strength. So it's really, really good for our joints to have good mobility because the muscles are strong when our joints have good mobility as opposed to just good flexibility. So the muscles support the range of motion, whereas in flexibility, the muscles don't necessarily have to support that range of motion. If that all went over your head, don't worry, come and join us anyway. Basically, we're going to be looking after our joints and really just giving our body a little bit of love today. So grab yourselves a yoga mat if you have one. If you don't, just find yourself a space on a carpet where you can be comfortable and not too slippery. So we're going to start standing today. So diving straight in, we're going to take our feet together at the top of the mat. And then inhale, reach the hands all the way up to the sky. And then just clasp the hands together and gently lean over to the right hand side. So we're keeping the pelvis tucked, we're leaning, coming into a side bend. And then roll it forward and flop forward. And then roll all the way up. Reach the hands to the ceiling, fold over to the other side. So to the left hand side now. And then flop forward. Roll up, hands to the ceiling. So mobility perhaps is a little bit faster than some of our yoga. Lean to the right. And then roll forward. So we're just stretching out through the spine. Getting those spine joints, those vertebrae, just nice and mobile, nice and supported. One more time each side. Lean to the right. And then flop forward. Roll up. Lean to the left. And roll forward. Beautiful. Take the hands to the ground and step all the way back to downward facing dog. So we're looking for feet hip width apart, hands just wider than shoulder width. Step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Maybe lift the chest a little. And then step back to downward facing dog. So we're working on our hip mobility now. Step the right foot forward to outside of right hand. And then step back. Going to do this a few more times. Grooving those hips. Getting those hips nice and mobile. So left foot forward, right foot forward. If you're slower than me, don't worry at all. You can take this your own pace. So I've been doing mobility work for a little while. So I can step forward and back with a reasonable pace, but it might be that you want to take it a little bit slower. It might be you don't get the foot all the way to the front, and that's okay. You can just stop where you get that foot. Step back, and then switch sides. So you might be going this sort of pace with a little bit less depth to your step, and that is absolutely fine. Take one more on the right, and then step all the way back downward facing dog. This time, one last big step. Left foot to outside of left hand. And then from here we're going to drop the back knee down, lift the left hand all the way to the sky, and then bend the arm in half, so take the hands to the temple, elbow to the sky. Exhale, take the elbow to the mat in between the right hand and the left foot. Inhale, open up. You might have heard that crack of my spine. So that's what we're working on here. We're working on that thoracic spine. So open through the chest. Exhale, take the elbow towards the ground. Inhale and open. Exhale, close it off. Place that hand to the mat, really strong, lift that back knee. Step all the way back, downward facing dog. And then step that right foot forward, left knee down, right fingertips up to the sky. Take the hand to the temple. Exhale, right elbow between right hand and left foot. Other way around, right foot and left hand. And then we're going to replace that elbow to the mat and inhale and open. My left and right are in a terrible mess today, but you know what I mean. We're taking the elbow towards the floor as we exhale. And then we inhale, we open up, keeping going. That's it. Maybe find a smile on your face. You can laugh at my left and right. It's okay. Open up. And release that elbow back to the middle. And then place hand to the mat. and then step back to downward facing dog. So we're going to start to slow things down a little bit to find that calm that we've been working on for the 24 days of our Advent calendar. So find all fours, take the knees to the mat, the wrists underneath the shoulders. Take a breath in, and then inhale, open chest, come into your cow pose. Exhale, round through the spine, gaze between the knees, cat. Inhale, open up. So working on the full spine to begin. So we're moving all of the spine together. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. And then this time come back to neutral. And we're just going to move our lumbar spine, our lower back. So just gently tuck and then release. Tuck and release. So really all it is a change of the pelvis as we tuck and release that lower back. One more time, inhale, release, exhale, round. Good. Bring that part of your spine back to neutral. Then we're going to work through the thoracic spine now. So push out into the upper back and release down. And this bit for me is my tightest bit. So exhale, round. And inhale, try to open up the chest. You might also find it's pretty tight. Habitually, this is part of our body that gets tight just because of the way that we live, the habits that we have. So exhale, round. Inhale, open. Really trying to direct all of this movement into the thoracic spine rather than the lumbar. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Good. And then just take a breath, come back to neutral. You're probably feeling a little bit warm. Mobility work does tend to do that, don't worry. So find yourself in all fours again. And then we're going to pick up our right foot and take our right heel to the sky, knees bent. And then gently draw the knee out to the side, so we're opening the hip. And then scoop the knee out towards the edge. Then turn so that the knee comes down, the heel comes up. And then we're going to bring the knee to center. Push the heel all the way back, and then repeat that circle all the way around. And then we're going to take that circle the other way. It's a little bit easier the other way, don't worry. So bring the knee through to the midline, open it up to the side, and then lift the foot so the foot comes to the sky, the hip is internally rotated, and then take the heel up to the sky, knee is bent, heel is in line with body. Bring the knee to the front, to the side, knee drops down, heel lifts, and then scoop the heel back to in line with the body and place to the mat. A little bit complicated. Don't worry if it's your first time doing it. You're still doing good even if you didn't quite get all of the movements in the right order. We're going to extend our left foot to the ceiling now. Then open the knee out to the side, internally rotate, so knee turns in, foot lifts out, and then bring the knee to the chest and extend up. You'll feel that glute muscle, so your bum muscles, you'll feel them firing up. Knee opens to the side, internally rotate, and try to keep as much of this movement through the hip as you can, not through the knee and not through the spine. Draw the knee back to center, open up to the side, internally rotate, and then restore to in line with the spine. Draw it in, last one. Open to the side, heel out, and center, and down. And then just indulge in a couple of really deep cat-cows. So inhale, open. Exhale, round through the spine. Inhale, open up. And exhale, round through the spine. So taking your reward now. Mobility work isn't necessarily the most fun, the most Instagrammable, but it is so good for our body. And hopefully, actually, you started to feel good in your body and your mind there. So take the big toes together, take the knees nice and wide, and spread the hips back to the heels. Take the forehead to the mat if you wish, or just gently release the head down towards the earth, but it doesn't matter if it doesn't touch. Take a few cycles of breath. Just rest in your child's pose for a moment. Just notice how good your joints feel. You might feel a little bit tired in some of them just because of the nature of mobility work. If you're not used to it, that's okay. Just take a few breaths. then when you're ready, just gently roll all the way up to kneeling. If you're uncomfortable kneeling, then you're more than welcome to switch to cross-legged. Bring the hands together at the heart center. Close the eyes. Take a big breath in through the nose. And exhale, sigh it out, let it go. Blink open the eyes and allow the light back in. Namaste. So thank you so much for joining me today. I know that particularly this late into the season, it can get very busy. So well done for making the time to join me. And thank you for joining me, particularly if you've been here throughout the 24 days. And if you haven't, hop back and go and do some of them and enjoy calm for a little bit longer in December if you wish. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you again tomorrow for our final day, which is a slightly longer, but not too long, because I know that you'll have other things to do, but a slightly longer class, which I think you're all going to really, really enjoy. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow.